Sarah's cries pierced the quiet neighborhood like a knife, drawing everyone from their homes, murmuring and exchanging confused glances. Some carried lanterns, some torches, illuminating the night as they streamed into the compound. "What happened?" a woman asked, her voice trembling. Sarah, with tears streaming down her face, wailed louder. "My husband, oh, hey, my husband, oh, he's gone." "Gone to where?" she responded. "Felix is dead. He's dead, oh." The neighbors were shocked, pushing their way into the bedroom where Sarah claimed the body lay. The room was dimly light, with the bedside lamp casting long shadows on the walls. The neighbors hesitated for a moment before stepping closer to the bed, expecting to see Felix's lifeless body, but the bed was empty. "Where's the body?" one man asked. Sarah's tears halted suddenly as she stared at the empty bed, her heart pounding. Her mother, Clara, who had just arrived, pushed through the crowd. "What is it? What is going on?" Clara demanded. "Mama, he was here," Sarah stammered, her voice shaking. "I left him right here dead." Clara's eyes widened as she looked at the neighbors, then back at Sarah. "Are you sure? Did you check properly?" "Of course, Mama. He was right here," Sarah insisted, panic creeping into her voice. The murmurs among the neighbors grew louder. "Maybe he wasn't dead," someone suggested. "Or maybe he got up and left," another voice added. "Don't be ridiculous," Clara snapped, trying to regain control of the situation. "How can a dead man get up and walk away?" Sarah was now trembling, her mind racing. Could Felix still be alive? Was he playing a good game with her? Or worse, had a spirit risen to haunt her? One of the older women in the crowd, Mama Nkechi, stepped forward. Her face was solemn as she spoke. "This is not ordinary. If the man was truly dead and his body is missing, something unnatural is at play." The room fell silent as the weight of her voice sank in. "Are you saying his ghost has risen?" a young man whispered, his voice barely audible. Sarah's knees buckled and she collapsed onto the floor, clutching her chest. No now, this can't be happening." Clara rushed to her side, whispering harshly, "Get hold of yourself. Don't let them suspect anything." But it was too late. The neighbors' suspicious glances turned into accusing stares. "Why would you cry so loudly if you did not check the body properly?" a woman asked. "And why was the door locked from the inside?" another added. Sarah's mind raced for an explanation. I was in shock. I could not think straight. "Enough." Mama Nkechi raised her hand. "Whatever happened here, we must not take it lightly. Felix's spirit might be around us." The mention of Felix's spirit sent chills through the crowd. Some began whispering prayers, while others stepped back towards the door, afraid of staying too long in the room. Suddenly, the lights flicked. The room plunged into momentary darkness. Before the dim lights returned, gasps filled the air. "It's him, oh!" someone cried. "Felix ghost is here." Sarah screamed, clutching her mother's arms. Clara too was visibly shaking, but tried to mask her fear. "We need to leave," Clara said, pulling Sarah towards the door. But as they turned, a cold breeze swept through the room. A deep echoing voice filled the air. "You thought you could kill me and get away with it?" The voice sent everyone into frenzy. Neighbors pushed and shoved their way out of the house, leaving Sarah and Clara frozen in terror. "Mama, he knows," Sarah whispered, her voice barely audible. "No, it's not possible," Clara hissed. The voice came again, louder this time. "Sarah, I am watching all of you." The shadows in the room seemed to grow darker. Sarah's heart pounded in her chest as she grabbed her mother's hand. "Mama, what do we do? We need to leave this house now." Clara backed, dragging Sarah towards the door, but as they reached the hallway, they stopped dead in their track. Written on the wall in bold red letters were the words, "You can't escape me." The terrifying night left Sarah and Clara shaking to their core, but the whisper of the missing body and Felix's ghost spread like wildfire. The neighborhood avoided their house, now rumored to be cursed. Even the bravest refused to enter, fearing Felix's vengeful spirit. Chike, Sarah's lover, who had been complicit in Felix's death, had no idea what had unfolded that night. He arrived at Sarah's home 2 days later, expecting to hear about Felix's burial. Instead, he found Sarah sitting in a corner, pale and trembling, her eyes hollowed with fear. Clara stood nearby, pacing and muttering under her breath. "What's going on here?" Chike asked, his voice low but urgent. Sarah looked up at him, tears streamed down her face. "Felix, his body, it's gone, and his ghost. Chike, he spoke to me." Chike froze. "What are you talking about? Ghosts don't exist." "They do now," Sarah shouted, her voice cracking. The neighbors heard him too. "He wrote on the walls, Chike. He said we can't escape him." Clara interrupted, her voice firm enough. "We need to stay calm. No one can prove anything. If we act suspicious, the neighbors will come for us. We have to leave this place." "Leave? What did you mean by leave?" Chike asked, panic flashing in his eyes. "If we run, everyone will know we are guilty. We need to figure out what is happening first." But Sarah could not be calm. "You don't understand. Chike, I hear his voice everywhere. At night, I feel his cold breath. He's watching us." Chike tried to rationalize the situation, but deep down, a cold dread settles in his chest. He hadn't believed his spirits before, but the fear in Sarah's eyes made him question everything. That night, Chike insisted on staying with Sarah and Clara. As they sat in the living room, trying to plan their next move, the lights flickered again. A deep chill filled the room. Suddenly, the sound of footsteps echoed through the house. "Who is there?" Chike called out, his voice shaking. No response. Sarah clutched his hand. "Hit him! He's back!" The footsteps stopped, and the same voice echoed through the house. "You thought you could take my life and live happily? I will make your lives miserable." Chike grabbed a kitchen knife, his hands trembling. "Show yourself," he shouted. But instead of apparition, a loud knock came from the front door. They froze, staring at each other. "Who could it be this hour?" Clara whispered. Chike cautiously opened the door to find Mama Nkechi standing outside, holding a lantern. "I knew something was wrong with this house," she said, stepping inside without invitation. "Felix's spirit is now resting." "What have you done?" Mama Nkechi asked. "Please, I don't know anything you are talking about. Besides, it's even late. You can go back to your house." After staring at them both, Mama Nkechi left. Months passed. Sarah and Chike decided to start afresh. Chike proposed to Sarah in an effort to rebuild what they had, and Sarah, eager to leave the dark past behind, agreed. However, their engagement turned out to be far from the fresh start. Sarah had envisioned. Chike became distant, avoiding Sarah. He rarely came home early, often offering excuses for his absence. One evening, Sarah noticed Chike laughing with a young, beautiful woman at a local bar. He seemed carefree, as though the burden of their shared past didn't weigh on him at all. Sarah's heart sank. When Chike came home late that night, Sarah confronted him. "Who was that girl?" she demanded. Chike got upset, waved her off. "Don't start, Sarah. She's just a friend." "Just a friend? You have been avoiding me for weeks." "Chike, we are supposed to be planning our wedding, but you act like I don't exist." Chike scoffed. "Maybe if you weren't so clergy and full of complaints, I would actually want to spend time with you." Sarah was stunned. The man who once shared her fears and dreams now treated her like a burden. As days turned into weeks, Chike's behavior only worsened. Sarah had whispers around town about his escapades with other women, and her humiliations grew. She decided to follow him one evening. When he claimed to be meeting a friend, Sarah found him at a fancy restaurant, holding hands with a young woman, smiling like he hadn't in months. Unable to contain her anger, she stormed into the restaurant and confronted him in front of everyone. "So this is where you've been hiding?" Sarah shouted. "While I've been at home, planning our future, you are here acting like I don't exist." Chike looks embarrassed, but quickly regained his composure. "You are making a scene, Sarah. Go home." The woman sitting with him looked uncomfortable, but Sarah wasn't done. "You think you can disrespect me? After everything we've been through? After Felix? Don't you dare bring that up," Chike snapped, cutting her off. "You are the one who wanted all of this. Maybe I'm tired of cleaning up your mess." Humiliated and heartbroken, Sarah walked out of the restaurant, tears streaming down her face. That night, she made a decision. The next morning, Sarah packed her bags and left a note for Chike. In the note she wrote, "Chike, I thought we could escape our past and build a future together, but I see now that we've been running in different directions. I won't let myself to be disrespected and unloved anymore. This is goodbye." 5 months later, one fateful night, Sarah and Chike's paths crossed again. But this time, Felix' haunting had grown unbearable for both of them, leading them back to the same shrine where the cleansing ritual had taken place. Unknowing to them, the Babalawo who had performed the initial rites was no longer there, but his successor. He listened to their story. Felix' spirit lingers because of unresolved pain and betrayal. The Babalawo explained, "The two of you must face him together and seek his forgiveness, or his torment will never end." Reluctantly, Sarah and Chike agreed. Unknowing to Sarah and Chike, Felix had been watching all along, discussed and blending into the crowd. He followed their every move, documenting their decadence and betrayal. He had carefully planted the seed of their paranoia, using technology and element of surprise to orchestrate his haunting. One fateful night, Felix revealed himself during a grand party. Chike and Sarah were hosting. As guests mingled, the lights went out and Felix's voice boomed through the mansion. "Ladies and gentlemen," he announced, "meet the people who tried to kill me." The crowd gasped as Felix stepped into the room, holding the video recording of Sarah and her mother's conversation about the poisoning. Shocks and shame rippled through the room as Felix played the footage for all to see. "You two plan to destroy my life," Felix bellowed. "I trusted you, Chike, and love you, Sarah, but you both betrayed me. Why should I forgive you?" Sarah fell to her knees, tears streaming down her face. "Felix, I'm sorry. I never meant for any of this to happen. I was weak and confused. Please let us make amends." Chike, trembling, managed to speak. "Felix, I was wrong. I let greed consume me, and I paid the price. Please forgive us." Felix decided to end his marriage with Sarah. He approached the elders and requested for a formal dissolution of their union, citing her betrayals as irreparable damage. Sarah's family returned Sarah's bride price to Felix. Felix, now a free man, focused on building a new life for himself. He became an advocate for honesty and integrity, often sharing his story to teach others the value of loyalty and trust. Over time, Felix found love again with a kind and understanding woman who appreciated him for who he was. His second marriage was built on mutual respect and honesty, a stark contrast to his tumultuous past with Sarah. The story of Sarah, Chike, Clara, and Felix became a cautionary tale in society, warning others about the consequences of betrayal and greed. Sarah, Chike, and Clara lived with the weight of their actions, while Felix emerged stronger and wiser, using his experience to inspire others. As Sarah and Chike live in disgrace, whispers of Felix's ghost return, spread far and wide. Many wondered if Felix's story was truly over, or if there was more vengeance lurking in the shadows. As we draw to close in this very story, I encourage all my viewers and everyone out there to live a life of honesty, integrity, and respect for others. Obviously, no material gain or fleeting desire is worth the destruction of relationships, people reputations, and peace of mind. See you in my next video. Bye bye.